Dear student, in this lecture we will discuss about rectangular, polar and exponential forms of the complex number. Very first we will start with rectangular form of a complex number, and when complex number is represented in the rectangular form or it is represented on complex plane, it is also called as a Argand diagram. So we will cover this both topic in this same point. Let's start with rectangular form of complex number. When complex number is in the form z equals to x plus iy, in this the x and y are expressed as the rectangular coordinate. X and y are represented or expressed in the form of rectangular coordinates, then it is known as the rectangular form of complex number, which is given or which is shown in Argand diagram. So let me discuss about the Argand diagram. Argand diagram is nothing but, even though the complex number is algebraic number or it is the algebraic form, it can be expressed in the graphical form or geometrical form. So when the graphical representation of the complex number is on the complex plane is known as Argand diagram. So let me write definition of Argand diagram, that is graphical representation of a complex number on complex plane is known as Argand diagram. Means when you represent the complex number in the form of graph, that is graphical representation, it is also called as geometrical representation. Okay, graphical or geometrical representation of a complex number on which plane? Complex plane. Now you know different types of planes, that is two-dimensional Cartesian coordinates which form a plane, that is one type of plane. Another plane is the plane formed by spherical, polar or cylindrical coordinates. These are different planes. So again, complex plane is also one type of plane in which we are using two-dimensional graph. When complex number is since complex number contain x and y, we will need two-dimensional plane. So when we represent complex number in two-dimensional plane, so we will need x and y coordinate, that is rectangular coordinates. So let me draw a figure. This is our simple plane. This is x axis and this is y axis. So here this is our normal plane, but when the x axis, that is x axis of when on the x axis we will represent the real part of complex number. Now you know that z is equals to x plus iy. Here x is real part and y is imaginary part. So when x is represented as a real number on x axis, therefore this x axis is known as real axis, and imaginary part, that is y, is represented on the y axis. Therefore this y axis is known as imaginary axis. So y is known as imaginary axis. And now plane formed by real axis and imaginary axis. This plane is known as a complex plane. So you got idea that what is complex plane. Complex plane is a plane formed by real axis as well as imaginary axis. And what are real and imaginary axis? When you represent real part of a complex number on x-axis, that axis is known as real axis. And when imaginary part of a complex number, that is iy, is represented on a y-axis, it is known as imaginary axis. So let me represent the number, that is number line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So these are real numbers, and on y-axis we will represent imaginary number, that is 1i, twice I, thrice I, 4i. So this is axis of imaginary or imaginary axis. In the same way, on this part there will be negative imaginary number, that is minus 1i, minus twice I, minus thrice I, and on this side here there will be negative real number, that is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Okay, now suppose I am having complex number z is equals to 3 plus 4i. Now if you observe, this is real part and this is imaginary part. So real part, that is 3, is represented on a real axis. This means this point. Okay, and then imaginary part is 4i. So it is represented on a imaginary axis, that is 4i. And if you join this both the points, you will get one point, this point. So if I draw, suppose this is my origin. So if I draw a point joining O, and let's say this point is point P, that is PXY. So PXY will represent Z, that is Z is equals to 3 plus 4i. So point P will represent only one complex number, means one point will represent one and only one complex number. Okay, so 3 plus 4i, this complex number is represented by this axis, and this is now rectangular x coordinate and this is y coordinate. Vertical is y coordinate and this is our rectangular x coordinate. Now, so this representation is nothing but the Argand diagram. This diagram is known as a Argand diagram. And representation, geometrical representation or graphical representation of a complex number on complex plane is known as a Argand diagram. Now, suppose if you observe this triangle, let's say OP, and let me call this as B. So this is, or OBP, this is right angle triangle. So I can apply here Pythagoras theorem. So this OP, magnitude of OP, how we can calculate? By using Pythagoras. OP square is equal to x square plus y square. X square plus y square. Right? So OP will be under root x square plus y square. And what this OP is equal to? Z. That means this is equal to Z. And this is nothing but magnitude of Z. So mod Z is equals to root x square plus y square. Now the point PXY on XY plane represent one and only one complex number, and we have taken the example for that complex number is 3 plus 4i. And OP can be regarded, or it is also called as a position vector of a point P. So OP is also called as a position vector. I have denoted here vector notation. So this is called as a position vector of point P. Now the point on x-axis will have only real values and the point on y-axis will only have the imaginary part. So this is nothing but the rectangular form of a complex number, and it is also called as this diagram is also called as a Argand diagram. Definition is what? The graphical representation of a complex number on complex plane is known as the Argand diagram. So in Argand diagram, x-axis will represent real axis on which only real values are plotted, and y will represent imaginary part. So this is all about the Argand diagram as well as rectangular form of a complex number. Now we will start second point, that is polar form of a complex number. So let's start second part, that is polar form of a complex number. Now in mathematical methods, that is in MMP, you have already studied the different type of coordinate axis, in which you have studied three types of axis coordinate system, that are Cartesian coordinate, spherical polar coordinate and cylindrical coordinate. So we have to represent now, previously we have represented complex number on Cartesian coordinate system. Now we have to represent our complex number in the form of polar coordinate system. So for Cartesian coordinate system, for Cartesian coordinates, we required x and y, since complex number is two dimensional, that is z is equals to x plus iy. For polar coordinates, we will need r and theta. Actually in three dimensional there are r, theta and phi, but since complex number is two dimensional, we will need only two coordinate, that is polar coordinate r and theta. So let me draw again the representation, graphical representation of a complex number in polar form. So suppose this is point P at which we are having our complex number. So in this point, at this point, this vector is our OP. Previously we have studied. Now I am taking this vector as a magnitude, its magnitude as a r. I am denoting it as a r. This will be now our y, that is Cartesian coordinate y, and this will be x. This is x and y axis, and the angle made by the position vector of point P is taken as theta. So this is nothing but polar representation of a complex number on the complex plane. Now this length O, let's say this is x, and let's say this is, let's say this point I am taking as OX, and again the OX and OY, suppose this is y, so OX and OY, this both lines are similar. So OX and OY are rectangular coordinate axis with O as a origin. Now I am considering this point as P dash. Previously we have considered point P, so I am denoting this as P dash. So P dash is at distance r, that is now OP dash will be equal to r. Now let's say theta is what now? Theta is angle made by r. Theta is angle made by r on x-axis, that we have already discussed. So I have written those details on this page. Theta is angle made by the r on x-axis. Now by using geometry, suppose this is theta. So according to geometry, by definition, what will be sine theta? Sine theta is defined as what? Opposite side upon hypotenuse. Now see, this is theta, opposite side is y, that is opposite side upon what is hypotenuse now? At this angle, for this triangle, hypotenuse will be r. And what about cos theta? Definition of cos theta is what? Adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So what is adjacent side of theta? This is adjacent side of theta, that is x, upon what is hypotenuse? R. So according to definition or according to geometry, sin theta is equals to y by r and cos theta is equals to x by r. So what this will implies me? This will implies me x is equals to r. X will be equal to here x. So from this I will get y. Y is equal to r sin theta, and from this I will get x is equals to r cos theta. So we got x and y. Now see what we have did. We have derived relation between Cartesian coordinates and polar coordinate. X and y are our what? Cartesian coordinate, and r and theta are our polar coordinates. So we have derived relation between Cartesian and polar coordinate, that is x is equal to r cos theta and y is equals to r sin theta. Now again, if this angle is right angle triangle, I can apply here Pythagoras theorem. So according to Pythagoras theorem, for this right angle triangle, r square will be equal to x square plus y square according to Pythagoras. So what will be r? R will be x square plus y square. Now this is nothing but, now this is polar coordinate, these are Cartesian coordinates. So this is relation between polar coordinates, polar and Cartesian coordinates. Okay, that is relation between x and r. Now using polar coordinates r and theta, a complex number z corresponding to point P is given by, generally in Cartesian we represent complex number as z equals to x plus iy. Now suppose we have to convert this into polar form. We have relation between Cartesian and polar coordinates, that is x and y, values of x and y. So let me substitute x as r cos theta and I into y as r sin theta. If we observe, r will be common in both. So let me take r outside. I will get cos theta plus I sin theta. And that is nothing but z. And this is nothing but the polar form of the complex number. So this is polar form of complex number, where values of r and theta both are real and z is expressed in the form of r and theta, that is polar coordinate system. Now suppose we have to find mod z, magnitude of z. So we will require complex conjugate of z. So let me find complex conjugate of z. To calculate complex conjugate of z, we will require z as well. So z is r cos theta plus I sin theta. So complex conjugate of z will be z bar equal to r. Now what we have to do while finding complex conjugate? Wherever is I, we have to invert sign of I. So here this term contain I, so I have to make it negative, and this is nothing but complex conjugate. Now very quickly we will find mod z square, and from this we will find modulus of z. So substitute z and z bar. So z is what? R cos theta, r into cos theta plus I sin theta into z bar. That is again r cos theta minus I sin theta. Now we have to take this multiplication. So r into r will be r square. Now I am going to multiply by first cos theta. So cos theta into cos theta, it will be cos square theta. Now here minus sign, so minus I sin theta cos theta. First I am writing sin. Now I will multiply by I sin theta. So I will get I sin theta into cos theta plus I sin theta cos theta, and then I into minus I, that is minus I square. Sin into sin will be sin square theta. Now we have already know this property of iota, I square is minus 1. So by substituting I square as minus 1, this will become plus, and see these both terms are opposite signs, so this will cancel. Now we will get r square into this I square as minus 1, and this minus, it will become plus, and remaining terms are cos square theta, this will become plus sin square theta. Now you already know property from mathematics that sin square theta plus cos square theta is taken as 1. So r square into 1, that is mod z square is equals to r square. This implies me that mod z is nothing but r, and we already know what is r from previous discussion. R is root x square plus y square. So we will substitute this value of r, that is root x square plus y square. So this is nothing but the modulus of the complex number. So I can say that r is what? Modulus of complex number, that is z. Now from geometry we have already derived that cos theta is equals to x upon r and sin theta is equals to y by r. This we have already discussed in this diagram. We have derived this relation between Cartesian coordinates and polar coordinates. So from this geometry we have this relation. Now if I substitute, here there is r, sorry for mistake. So cos theta is equals to, now we have value of r, so I can put value of r as root x square plus y square. So I will get these relations. Y upon again r is what? Root x square plus y square. So these are the relations between Cartesian coordinates and polar coordinates. From this I can find tan theta. Tan is what? Sin upon cos. Sin as y by r and cos as x by r. These are value of sin theta and cos theta. So we will get tan theta is equals to y upon x. So theta, this theta is called as phase angle or argument of complex number z. So r is what? Modulus of complex number. So we derive the polar coordinate r and theta. R is named as modulus of complex number and theta is what? Phase angle or argument of a complex number. So this was the polar form of the complex number.